This video is for all the haters, for all the people who told me I couldn't do what I wanted to do or I couldn't do what I dreamed of. This one's for you. So I don't know what it is about me or what I've done in life, but basically since the day I was born, since the day everything that I did in life, somebody told me I couldn't do what I wanted to do. If it was, in high school, I wanted to be a filmer. My teacher in high school actually told me that I would never make any money filming, or I couldn't actually make a living from TV production or video production world. And I thought that was really, really bad for him to tell me that. But then at the same time, I actually look back at it now, I'm like, I'm thankful that he told me that, because all the people that he told that they could do that, they never did anything. All the people that he told would have great careers, that would have amazing potential in the movie world, in the TV production world, never went anywhere. So all those kids in my high school that were the promised ones, all the ones who had huge potential, are not doing anything. And it's not that I'm trying to brag, but I think it's the people, the underdogs, the people who are told constantly that they can't do something, people that are told that they're not good enough, people that are told that they can't achieve those goals or those dreams, are the ones who normally surprise everybody. I guess that goes with the saying about people rooting for the underdog, but I think most of the time, it's when you are faced with adversity, when you're faced with complications, that's when you overcome. That's when you become a better person in the sense of whatever you're trying to accomplish. For me, when I first started filming, when I first started doing all this, I started out really just doing it and just doing it and doing it and doing it to the point where I finally could get paid. And then once I started getting paid, I was like, I got to get better at this because I want to get paid more, or I want to keep this job going. I want to impress people. And the haters, the people who were really the negative people, the people that constantly told me I was bad, or told me that I was an idiot, or told me that I couldn't do what I wanted to do, those were the people who motivated me. Those were the people who made me want to be better. It wasn't the people who told me that I did a good job. It was never when people told me, hey, your video's good. That's not what motivated me. It was always the motivation from the haters, the people who told me that I couldn't do it, that made me want to prove them wrong. So every time I failed, I told myself that I had to get back on the horse, that I had to get up there and I had to prove them wrong. It was always the random anonymous people online. That's the best thing about the internet, was the random people who could just make up any names and they could comment and say, hey, this video sucks. Patrick Wieland sucks. He's terrible. He's the worst. And those were the comments that really got to me, even though they shouldn't have, because it was like they're anonymous and they're not really it doesn't really matter. Who cares if somebody made up a fake profile and wrote a comment about you? Who cares? But really, I cared. I wanted to prove them wrong. I wanted to make my videos so good to the point where nobody could comment badly. Nobody could have any critique. Nobody could say, hey, this video wasn't good. And it got to the point where the comments stopped and people stopped commenting. And then I was kind of sad because then I was like, man, now no one's commenting. Nobody's hating. So then I was like, I need to push the envelope. I need to get weird. I need to do things differently. I need to make people comment again. I need to make people hate these videos again. So that's what I did. I would start using different kind of music or different kind of editing techniques, and then people would be like, this is the worst, this music sucks, or Patrick's the worst, what is he doing, he's so bad at editing. And I would push that envelope to the point where I was like, okay, now they're back. Okay, now we got them, they're back, let's prove them wrong again, let's make better music, let's find better videos, let's do it better. So then when I started doing other things in life, when I started doing social media or whatever else it was, people again would tell me, you can't make a full-time job out of this, you can't do this as a living, you can't make enough money to survive off of just this. You need to get a real job. You need to go to college. You need to do this stuff. And I said, no, there's no way. I'm going to work harder than anybody else has ever worked. I'm going to do it, and I'm going to be more involved in that process than anybody else. I'm going to work, 12 hours a day, no problem. I don't care, because really when it comes down to it, I'm going to prove everybody wrong who told me I couldn't do it. So the guys out there, my dad had friends who told him that, he can't do this for a living, or he needs to protect his money. He'll lose everything. He can't do this. He won't be able to do this. So all those guys out there, they might actually be watching, but all those guys out there who did that, I proved them wrong, and now they're like, wow, they're kind of impressed. They're impressed because they didn't actually think it was possible. And that's the greatest thing about all of this, is proving people wrong, but then also proving that it is possible. Proving that it's possible to have a dream and do it and accomplish it. It's not just like, hey, I want to have a dream to become a billionaire. I want to have a dream to do this. You need to make little steps along the way. You got to make steps to the point where, obtainable steps, but still, steps that are realistic, but also steps that you can keep growing in the sense that, hey, I want to make $100,000. Hey, I want to make $200,000. And making those goals. It's not always about the money, but I use the money just because it's like kind of a goal, like, hey, kind of gives me a range or my value. And I've always thought about it like, If I can make $1 million filming, that gives me value because it's like, hey, people are willing to pay that. It's not that I'm making a ton of money or not that I'm really rich, but it's the idea that people are actually willing to pay me a lot of money to do my services that at one point I made no money doing. So that proves that I do have value. People do value my skill, or people do value what I bring to the table. So that's the one cool thing about looking at it as like, hey, you know, this company's willing to pay me $30,000 to make this video. That's pretty good. You know, I did good. I did a good job. I've worked hard. I deserve that. I put in the work. I put in the effort. I put in the long hours when no one else did. I didn't go to the bars, or I stayed home and I worked all night. I hate to say the word deserve, because it's not like I deserve any of this, but really, you know, putting in that effort and putting in the work, you do deserve it because you put in the effort. You put in the work. You did things that people told you were impossible. People told you couldn't do things, and you did that. So everything that I'm talking about can be applied to anything in life, anything that you do, not just video, everything. There's a million different jobs out there. There's a million different ways to make money, or whatever you're doing, or whatever your passion is. Do not give up because someone told you can't do it. People told me that I wouldn't be able to day trade. People told me that it was impossible to day trade, that you couldn't make any money day trading, that you couldn't start a YouTube about day trading. Nobody would ever watch my videos. That was the best. People told me that, and I was like, yeah, I'm gonna prove them wrong, because that was what fueled me. It fueled me to do that. You know, the comments, some of these comments are the best. You know, that's what fuels me to do better. That's what makes me want to make these videos better and better and better for you guys, as well as proving the haters wrong. So the haters can come along all they want. They can leave the comments. I love it. I need more. Leave comments. All you got, I want it. It's gonna make me work harder and harder to prove everyone wrong that told me I couldn't do it in the first place. So I don't know where I'm gonna be in 10 years from now, but I got a lot of goals. I got a lot of things I wanna do in life, and I can't wait for someone to tell me that I can't do it, because I'm gonna prove them wrong, because I will do it. And I wanna stress this to everybody out there who has haters, everybody who has someone who tells them they can't do something. If people tell you you can't do better or you can't work harder, prove them wrong. And when you prove them wrong, just sit there and smile, because you will prove them wrong in the long run if you do put in the effort, if you do work harder than they do. And you can show them that the possibilities are endless when you really put your mind to anything. It's putting in the work, it's putting in the effort, and doing things that you don't want to do today so you can do things that you want to do tomorrow. So there it is. My theory on why haters, why people out there that tell you you can't do it are some of the best people out there, because they're the ones who are going to make you want to prove them wrong.